throughout the level. There is another minecart segment to deal with in the level if you want to go and find that. Now this is King Slime, and he's really easy to contend with. He just rolls around the level. Sometimes he goes left, sometimes he goes right, but then he always stops in the middle, and is right, armed for an easy hit. If you have full health going into the level, or at least 3 hits, you should be able to survive, because if you pick the left or right side, chances are 1 or 2 times he's going to go the opposite direction of you, usually. But after completing the level, we get more of our money racked up. As you can see, I'm over the 5 million mark. And now it's time to go to the Himalayas, the snow-based level of this game. Now what's interesting about this level is when you pogo onto the snow, you end up getting stuck, so you can't just kind of like bounce on the snow-covered parts. Now later on you get like these ice parts that you actually can bounce on, but for this little part we have to be careful of pogoing or else we'll get stuck in the ice, in which case certain enemies of course will come up and do some extra damage to you. Now I'm going to head to the right all the way, instead of going down that first ladder or first rope you saw. Go over all the way, you'll get a piece of health if you need it, but then you can fall through the floor here, and it's going to take you to a room with these 2 chests on here, and it doesn't look like anything on the left, but if you go over and jump on the wall, extra life will show up. You can add that to my total life count. There is a launch pad if we wanted to go back, but instead I'm going to head down here and head to the left. After a large trek, we're actually going to run into another DuckTales character who we're going to help, and then we're going to get our second health upgrade, so we'll be up to a total of 5 hit points. I'm going to try to jump over, but unfortunately didn't make it over the character, so we have to hear that Bubba is trapped in the ice and we must help him, which I was planning on doing anyway. Now you got to be careful of the icicles. You want to wait a second for them to drop before making your jump. Grab the extra diamond on the way. Jump up, and there is Bubba. What we gotta do is knock over this block, jump on it with a pogo, and it frees him. He thinks it's for saving him, and then what he does is he blows up a piece in the wall and gives us our second health upgrade. That is obviously like the big special treasure for this level, so now we're just gonna start making our way slowly to the boss of this area. Like I said before, this game isn't very long, but as a kid, it didn't really matter, because it was so fun and we liked DuckTales so much that we would just play the game over and over and over again and had no problem with the fact that it was only, 20 minutes or so of gameplay once you knew a direct path to go right to the, right through the levels, right to each boss, and then right to the end. Adding the extra hidden treasures and extra little stuff to find, plus having an alternate ending, which of course many games didn't have back in the day, gave more incentive to try to find out and find each little hidden thing. So it gave you more incentive to just look around and explore and take your time, but even with that, the game still ends up being pretty short. Now, the sequel to the game is slightly longer. They made it longer and more puzzles and stuff to find some of the hidden stuff. But unfortunately, the sequel wasn't as well received because it came out so late in the NES run that most people didn't even hear of it until probably the days of emulation, the days of computers where they looked on, the listing for NES games and they see a DuckTales 2 listed there and they don't even remember ever hearing about it. Now as I climbed up that rope, I jumped over the Beagle Boy's head to come over here and grab an extra little diamond. It's a little hard to get over there because you have to make sure that you knock the blocks out of the way or else it'll just look like you're walking into an invisible wall. But after getting that, head to the right onto this moving platform. It's actually really one of the easier moving platform sequences that Capcom's ever done. But here is our 4th boss. This is the Abominable Snowman. Who, the hardest thing obviously about him is he goes over to each wall and he hits the wall and the ice blocks fall from the ceiling, but he's easily taken care of. It's actually pretty easy of a boss. He gives us our 4th special treasure. And now it's going to be time for the final level of the game, as we're going to go back to Duckburg real fast to rack up our score again. Now this next level is probably most people's favorite, and it's because of the song in the level. It's one of the most famous of the whole 8-bit era. The Moon theme is easily one of the best songs in all of 8-bit. And I just wanted to let you hear it in case you've never really heard it. I just wanted to listen to it for a brief second before I start talking again. Of course, this is easily, gonna be, if most people pick their favorite, NES songs, this is probably gonna make the list, let alone, of course, their favorite song from this game. It's easily the #1, probably on almost everyone's list. Now this level is a little bit tricky because there's 2 things you must find in order to complete the level, plus it's the second of our special hidden treasures. Now that's the first item we need to find, the key to the UFO, which is going to allow us to get inside this part of this giant ship that's going to give us the remote control for Gizmo Duck, who allows us to open up a wall. He just shows up, blows open a wall, and allows us to continue the game. But we need to find that remote, and we need the key in order to get into the room that had the remote. But now that I have that key, I'm going to head over to the left here, take out that thing, grab that treasure chest, grab a couple more treasure chests over here, then work my way back over, just going over there to grab that little extra bit of stuff. Springboard off the octopus's head, who consistently seemingly drops diamonds for me here. Now I'm going to head over to the right here, take out the octopus with the cane swing to knock the rock into him. Head over for an extra couple treasure chests. Now up this rope, and we're going to head over to the left first, and it looks like really nothing's over here, but you can get a couple extra diamonds by just hopping on the rocks. And now over to the right here, hit all these rocks out of the way, and it's going to lead us to another room where the only real thing is a couple extra treasure chests, but there's actually 2 special hidden ones in here, like one just appeared. Take out this other one, grab the diamond, jump up, take that one out, and when you walk away, seemingly there's the other one shows up. So I end up getting all those treasure chests, 4 out of what could have, looked like it was only going to be 2 in there, ends up being 4. Now to the left there is where we're going to go get the remote, but first we're going to make a stop up here, springboard up, grab this treasure chest, and now head to the right, and you get the springboard off these octopuses that are flying, and leads to a little spike area. Bounce on the spikes, it leads to the big treasure chest, which holds the second of the special hidden treasures that you need in order to get the best ending in the game. Now work my way back over those same alien octopi to come over here, work my way to the left, and there's the UFO door, which I wouldn't be able to get through without the key. And there is the remote control. And now we exclaim that Gizmo Duck can now open up the wall, which we've never even seen the wall yet, so I don't know really why Scrooge McDuck knows about that wall that Gizmo Duck has to blow up. Maybe he's psychic, one of his other abilities besides being rich. Maybe that's how he got so rich. He's psychic, so he was able to pick all the lottery numbers every night. Now I'm heading down here. Be careful when dropping down that rope ladder that you don't accidentally fall down into the pit, because if you do, unfortunately you have to do the entire level over again, which is one of the longer levels, so it's a little bit of a pain. But you head over to the right here, Gizmo Duck shows up real fast, opens up the wall, and he goes away and we don't see him ever again.